So Lyra Intel launched with a splash in July of this year and has quickly become the technology solution of choice for over 250 properties in 30 markets across the United States. Lyra was created out of a need to provide better information to influence decisions at the commercial property level. Solutions designed to improve data quality, provide advanced segmentation capabilities, increase engagement and retention, and generate additional revenue for your properties. So Lyra was founded by Rob Finlay, and Rob is a serial entrepreneur who has concentrated on developing technologies to optimize various facets of commercial real estate. Over the past 25 years, he has launched several successful CREtech companies. And so today we have presenting Emily Pearson, who is their Director of Strategic Accounts.
Good morning. Sorry Rob could not be here, but I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for your time and for coming. Here at Lyra Intel, we have designed a really one solution property performance software for you guys, and we are really excited to show you. So in the past, owners always looked at their properties really as the number of units and residents or as widgets, and that's just really not the way it is right now in this market. So here at Lyra Intel, we look at not only the number of units, but really the monetization of the resident behaviors. Lyra Intel was created out of a need to have better information to make smarter decisions at the property level, as well as increase retention and increase the NOI. How we do that is through our ecosystem, and it is really built on 3 different products. The first of those products being the Property Management Toolkit. This is something that your property managers and leasing office will receive. It really acts as a CRM software for your residents. The engagement portal includes messaging, events, surveys. You're able to go in and segment out your residents, as well as some automated workflows. For the resident, they would be seeing the Caboodle app. Through this app, they are able to submit maintenance requests, receive package notifications, pay their rent, order food, get exclusive deals and discounts that are specifically for them, as well as view the events not only at the property, but really in the community surrounding that property. We really believe in community engagement with the residents because we know that that really does drive home to them, and it leads to that higher retention as well. So through these 2 products, it really does integrate into our business intelligence dashboard so that you are able to see what your residents are doing, what your property managers are doing, are they engaging, as well as the satisfaction of the residents at that property so that you're able to really make smarter decisions about what you're doing on site. So through here, this is our proprietary system. Your residents are placed within consumer personas that are marketed to go along their life cycle of that lease from move in to move out. What does this exactly mean to you? It means that when your residents sign that lease, they are then solicited deals for moving. So it could be moving trucks, storage units, boxes, anything surrounding that move-in so that you can start that monetization immediately. Once they are in the property, they are sent retail offers based on personas that we have set up and created around what we have done in our market research of what would really interest them, whether it's based on their age, their income, a couple of different things that we really look at and factor into making sure that we're targeting them with the best products for them. So whether it's seasonal or life stages, people are getting married, having babies, we really follow along with them with those targeted campaigns. We start our retention and our automated campaign at 120 days. What does this mean? So when their lease hits that 120-day mark, they are sent automated emails. So we send them out. Your property managers and leasing teams do not have to do a single thing. So we start that at 120 days so that we can get a better head start and get a better forecast of what our occupancy will be. So with that, whenever they say that they are interested, a notification goes to your property manager so they can start that release process. But then if they say no, we start targeting them towards the move out so that we can monetize. It costs a lot of money to flip a unit and to get a new resident in between just general repairs in the apartment and the actual leads and the cost to bring in a new resident. So we try to make up some of that cost through that move out. So again, storage, boxes, U-Haul, things like that. And we also do follow up with them on a 90, 60, and 30-day mark. Some people just don't know where they're going to be in 120 days, so we do make sure that we follow that cycle so that we can capture that interest from them. Some of our retailers include Amazon, Walmart, Wayfair, Best Buy, World Market. We have a whole list of them that we work with so that we can really target those residents based on those personas that we have done. Through all of these methods, we have shown an increase in retention between 8 and 10%, and this is through the automated workflows, the omni-channel marketing, and those hyper-targeted renewal campaigns. As a property owner, you can expect to see about $5,400 in revenue per property through the monetization piece of the software and of the business intelligence platform. The app, this is what your residents will see. It's a very super easy, friendly app to use. Pay rent, create events, it's all right there so that you can easily navigate through the app. You're not bombarded with a bunch of different things. It's just cut and dry, as well as going into those events, checking into them so that you can show your interest, see who in your community is interested. The more you engage your residents, the better they're going to stay. It said that if a resident makes 6 friends at a property, there is a 70% chance that they will renew that lease. So how do you get them to engage and create those friends is by having those property events, seeing who's interested, seeing who's going, and creating really that sense of community at the property level. And the app is the key to doing that so that it can connect everyone together. I am going to jump into our demo site for you guys. So you log in, and this is the dashboard that you will see if you are an asset manager, if you are a property owner, a director of marketing in that property that management company, then you will have your dashboard. Yes.
I just want to let you know, we're still just seeing the PowerPoint.
Okay, let me.
Yeah.
All right. I work for a technology company, and I'm not doing so good at it today.
Looks great now.
Great. So this is what it is. What I was just talking about. This is going to be your dashboard. If you are an asset manager, marketing director, like I mentioned before, this is where you would actually have a list of all of your properties, so that you can scroll quickly and easily between them. This is going to be your property manager dashboard. Your property manager would have access to see their dashboard only to really gauge their performance. So really quickly right here, this is going to be your data quality score breakdown. So we connect to your property management system and pull over really the key demographic information. How old are they? What kind of cars are they driving? What is their contact information? Do they have pets? Where are they working from a marketing perspective? Maybe I want to become a preferred apartment community for a particular business in the area. Now I can look to see how many of those residents are working there and really gauge their satisfaction. You have your data quality score, which is going to grade the demographic information we receive and the validity of it, as well as the accuracy of it. It will compare to your portfolio average and the industry average. As you scroll down, you're able to really break down each of those individual demographic sections, whether it is age. You want to find out, is your property really more family friendly than you thought? Should you put in, for instance, a dog park or a playground? If you have more kids, then it makes sense to put in a playground over a dog park because maybe there's not as many dogs on the property as you are told that there are. Connectivity, pretty cut and dry on that one. How many people have the app? How many prefer email and text messages? Jumping into the income, a breakdown of that, and you can easily switch back and forth between the number of residents and the percentages of those residents at the property, as well as the lease information, pets, and vehicle. This is really key. I had a property actually last week I was working with in Texas as we're going and finishing up budget season and looking at the property improvements, and the income for their property for the household was really under $35,000. And a lot of those residents had cars over the age of 10. And as we dove in, we started talking to the property manager, and she's like, yeah, now that you mention it, I do realize I see a lot of people working on their cars at random places. So the last thing anyone wants is someone working on their car and changing the oil on their car at the entrance of the property, not only making it lose some curb appeal, but also messing up the actual asphalt of the parking lot. So what we did is we looked at this and we were like, we need to go in and put in a car maintenance station at the back of the property where no one's even parking and no one's even using that space. So that is going to be provided to that property in the first quarter of the year. And it's just one example of how this information really tells a story and how it can really help improve your property from an improvement standpoint. But then with this information, you're able to dial in and see who your residents are, how they're spending, what they're doing, and how we can monetize off of them. As you scroll down, you'll start to be able to see the resident engagement and property engagement score. These are calculated through messages sent, events clicked through, offers clicked through, purchases made, anything that is communicated back and forth on the app. It really is the story that you can really start to tell is the more engaged your residents are, the higher your occupancy stays and your delinquency goes down. And the more satisfied they are as well. You're able to go in here. We have automated surveys that go out. We recommend that you always send out a survey quarterly because that gives you more opportunity. With a resident, you have 12 months typically to make an impact. And if you're only asking them once a year, how do they like living at the property? You're not giving yourself any opportunity to improve their experience and to improve what it is that they are looking to have improved. People want to tell you what they want changed, and so if you just ask them, so that's what we do. We ask them every quarter what it is that they are happy about and satisfied with at the property. We also have maintenance request surveys as well, and that also shows up on this chart as well, as you can see. Here are the surveys that I was just speaking about, the resident satisfaction and the maintenance survey, as well as that move-in survey. You are able to see these in real time as they are updated, as well as what the score is, the portfolio average, and the industry average. Here's where you can really monitor the resident activity on the site, the messages and offers, events, like I was mentioning before, number of active residents, as well as the purchases that are made and the number of orders that are made. So this is really your snapshot of what is going on at the property level and what your residents are, really just an in-depth look at them. From a property manager perspective, in the occupants tab, you are able to go in and filter through the residents. So let's say you're having to turn the water off on the second floor of a property, you're able to only message the second floor residents so that the first and third floor residents don't follow up with a message of, well, are you turning my water off too? You can just target those particular residents that are being affected. Let's say it's pets that you just need to let the pet owners know that they need to clean up around the property. You can do that as well. You're able to also track the delinquency of your residents. This is for anything that is showing on their account. So if some of the properties have water or entertainment packages included in that, then we will go ahead and get that information in so that they are able to, it'll show the rent and the utilities that are factored into that property level. So they can pay all of that through the app, and you're able to track it here as well. With the messages, these messages will be here. They will always be in this section. So no matter if you have 3 people using the app at the property level, then they are able, if someone's out, you can jump right in, pick up where someone left off, or if you need to go back and just see what was communicated, these messages will show here, as well as the events. You can see upcoming events as well as past events. We have recurring events. We have events already filtered in to this. So you can add your property events that you're having on site, any community events you see in the area, but we actually fill in those community events for you. And they are a combination of family friendly, health and wellness, they really pet friendly events. They really cater to any and all types so that there's going to be something for everyone, no matter what you're interested in. Surveys, this is where you're able to view them. You're able to see exactly on maintenance survey, you know, did you explain the problem? Did you explain that if you put chicken bones in the garbage disposal, it's always going to break? Or do you have someone who doesn't explain that and now you've gone back 3 times to 2B to fix the same problem over and over? You're really able to really jump in and see, does your maintenance staff need a little bit more training? Or are they just cruising along doing great? And that is the survey portion of this. And that concludes the demo for what the property managers would see, as well as what the asset managers and the director of marketing, whoever you would want in your company that would really benefit from this information. Do we have any questions? I know I kind of jumped through it. We have plenty of time left.
Yeah, Emily, while people are typing their questions, I have a question. So do you need do I need to use 2 different systems to access Lyra?
No, we actually connect with property management software, so RealPage, Yardi, Rent Manager, all of those programs that that are out there, we connect to so that it just sits right on top of that API.
So another question just came into me about, you mentioned a bit about resident retention. Can you explain a little bit more about that, dig a little bit more into the resident retention piece?
Yeah, absolutely. So targeting those residents really at 120 days really is the key to that, because you're able to get in front of that resident before they really they know that their lease is coming up for an expiration, but they probably haven't thought too much into it. So by getting their attention and go ahead and having them commit to it, we're able to increase that retention, and we're also able to predict who leaves. So it's really the automated workflows really have just blown us all away at the numbers between open rates and click-through rates. The numbers are just, it's unheard of in terms of residents responding and replying so quickly.
So you talked a bit about the retailers, but the question is, do we need to come up with our own retails for the revenue models, and how do the properties manage that?
No, that's actually a really great question. We get that one a good bit because it is a key piece of our product model. So no, you actually do not. We have a team here that works on those partnerships, and they work on getting all of those retailers in so that you literally, when you sign on and you connect your property management system to us, we do all of the work. So there is no need to bring on your own retailers or have to do any of that.
Any other questions? Another one that came in is, how does the solution increase my portfolio's data quality?
Great one. So what we do and what we have found is, if let's say you have a portfolio of just for numbers sake 10 properties, 3 properties are going to enter in resident information one way, 2 properties are going to do it one way, and the other 5 are going to do a mix of all of the others on what they're doing. So we go in and we work with the property management team on really standardizing the process to make sure that the information is going in the right place. And by having that real-time connection, you're able to see immediately if something was missed or if something's entered in the wrong way. So we have a Lyra Academy, and what that does is it not only teaches you, you know, and walks you through our products, but it also walks you through entering in the information accurately and correctly. And so by doing that, we're able to really work with properties to get some best practices together for them so that they can really make sure that they are collecting all the accurate information they can up front.
Another question just came in. What's the pricing like?
The pricing is a flat fee. We don't charge by the unit, and it is $150 a property per month.
Per month. Okay.
Yep. There's some setup fees and some other things, but we will be sure to put our contact information at the end of this so that you guys can reach out and we can follow up with you on that. But we do a flat fee, not by the door. No add-ons. Everything that you see here is what you get.
Looks like that's our last question. Anyone, last call for questions while Emily's getting her contact information up, so that way we can make sure that you all can reach out to her about next steps if you're interested. There you go. Thank you so much, Emily. We appreciate
Thank you so much, Bethany, and thank you everyone for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.